A reporter on Wednesday asked White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre about emails that showed Trump's lawyers viewed Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas as their best hope for overturning the 2020 election. Jean-Pierre reaffirmed her confidence in the January 6th committee in investigating the newly disclosed emails and the events that occurred on January 6th. She continued to condemn the attack on the Capitol, quoting President Joe Biden and saying it was one of our darkest days in our nation's history.
Okay, go ahead.
Karine, does the White House think that another rate hike from the Fed will be positive for the economy or negative?
So as you know, and you hear us say this many times, the Fed is independent. It's an independent agency, and we believe, the president believes that it has the best monetary policies to address inflation, and they are also the chairman, Chair Powell, is committed to that very kind of charge that is ahead of them. I don't want to comment on it. I know the meeting may be happening right now as I'm standing in front of you, so don't want to get ahead of it. It's not something that we comment from here about, as you know.
On a separate issue, does the White House have a reaction to newly disclosed emails showing that former President Trump's attorneys saw Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas as their best hope for overturning President Biden's victory in 2020?
So I saw those reports right before I walked out to the podium, and my understanding is that those emails are being reviewed by the January 6th committee. As we know, the January 6th committee is doing incredibly important work to get to the bottom of what happened on January 6th, which, as you heard the president say, was one of our darkest days in our nation's history. It was, as we all know and we all saw and you all reported, an attack on our democracy. So we will defer to the committee on this investigation. I don't want to get ahead of that, but as far as I know, I understand they are reviewing the emails.